Hello, and again, welcome to Bit Depth. I'm Santiago Ramones. Perpendicular to me is Campbell Young.
Hi.
What's up, dude?
Nothing. We're sitting on the third floor. This is where all the big wigs are.
The big wigs.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, my usual first question. What do you do?
I do a lot. Like almost too much. So I do solo stuff, solo music under the Campbell Young moniker. Now it's sort of like 80s synth pop, and it's kind of been that for a couple years now. Been doing that since like 2012 professionally. And then within the past year, I've joined and started other bands. I'm the bass player and vocalist in the Lunar Laugh with Jared Leakites and Connor Anderson. And I am the guitar player and a vocalist in Don't Tell Dena.
I wasn't Don't Tell Dena.
Yeah, you were in Don't Tell Dena. And like, that's weird to think about. Like, you were in that band, and like, we did that Halloween show a few years ago, or last year, 2 years ago? When was it?
2 years ago.
First semester? Yeah. 2 years ago. We did a Halloween show, and that's where I saw you guys, and then like, saw you did another show with you guys, and then joined the band.
Yeah.
And that was band number 3. And then just recently, we kind of, like, I don't know the word for it, but we like just crammed together like a bunch of ideas, me and my brother, for Topicana Ice Cream, which is by far the worst band ever.
But it's the best.
But it's strange. And I also, do production work. Yeah, and, I'm going to have a talk show eventually. It's still up in the air.
Well, I mean, by the time that this podcast releases, your talk show will have been
hopefully
out.
There's still taxes and things, so I don't know. Room rentals, and, money, I hate it. No, but yeah. And then I also work full time as a manager at Express, so yeah.
Sure. How do you live or sleep or something?
I sleep very little. That's how I do it. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's, for whatever reason, I like don't write anything down. So I just kind of am like spontaneously like for this, I was like, we've kind of been talking about this for probably like a year now.
Yeah.
And then like last week I was like, hey, I've got 2 off days. Like, are you free either of these days?
Yeah.
So that's what I do with everything now. I'm just like, like even with like getting a haircut, I'm like, I'll think about like, I need to get a haircut. Oh, I need to get a haircut. And then I'll be like, just walk into the salon that I go to and get a haircut.
Yeah.
Rather than like scheduling an appointment or anything like that. So it's like weird, like putting it off and then randomly being spontaneous with things.
Sure.
So there's like that, and then like luckily with like the Lunar Laugh, they can be like, hey, we've got like these gigs coming up, and we'll need to do like rehearsal for them. And I'll be like, okay, so like I work these days, I don't work these days, and then like I work like Tuesday morning, so we can do it like Tuesday night. Yeah, and so I kind of try to just cram everything into like 24 hours that I can, which like, means that like, Metro Music Fest is playing 4 sets because I'm in 4 bands.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then like, Jared from the Lunar Laugh, he's getting married later, so I got to work that morning, and then rehearsal dinner, and then I'm playing Norman Music Fest that night.
Okay.
And then the next day is the wedding. So it's a lot of like just cramming everything into the week and just making sure nothing, literally overlaps. But,
yeah.
It's tough, but it's fun.
The sacrifices that we make for music.
Yes, for sure.
What brought you to music?
It's weird to say because, like, when I was growing up, I was kind of, like, always, if there was, like, a song in a movie, I'd be, like, singing along. Like, my parents always told me whenever I was a kid, I used to, like, watch Grease to the point of, like, wearing out the VHS tape. Mm-hmm. But, like, and I'd, like, sing along, but, like, not actually know the words. So I'd kind of just, like, assume what the words were.
Yeah.
So, you know, like, I've been, you know, singing and, like, doing stuff like that my whole life. But, like, when I was 9 is when my parents, you know, because whenever you're a kid, your parents try to find you a hobby. And they're like, oh, play this sport. Oh, you know, do this thing.
Yeah.
And they were like, I was 9, and they were like, oh, do you want to take guitar lessons? And I was like, sure.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then 10 years later, I'm still playing guitar somehow. That's the habit that didn't break. But, yeah.
Started guitar age 9. And for whatever reason, it just kind of stuck. I was living in Kansas City at the time. Liberty, more specifically. It's like a weird suburb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was living there, and I was like 9 years old in elementary school. My parents were like, "Hey, you want to play guitar?" And I was like, "Okay," you know. It's one of those like, "Oh, hey, parents picking a hobby for their kid," and then it just clicked. I went to this. At the time, it was called Rock U, as in like Rock University.
Yeah.
Which is a horribly cheesy name for a place to learn guitar.
Yes.
But I don't even remember the name of my teacher, but like he'd be like, "Hey, what songs do you want to play?" And then like I'd be like, "Oh, like these songs," and he would like show me how to play them, and then as well he'd teach me like very, very, very basic music theory. Mm-hmm. I say very basic because I was 9. So like, you know, I would learn like just to get my fingers warmed up. He would like teach me like chromatic scales, and he'd say like, do this up the entire fretboard. And so I would do that. Again, a 9-year-old playing like a Strat that feels like a lead block.
Sure.
But yeah, so that just kind of stuck. And then,
wait, what were you listening to whenever you were 9?
So when I was 9, I was listening to just whatever my parents had on, which was a lot of Christian rock.
Lovely.
Yeah, lovely. But like, it was a good foundation. And then like, that was around the time like Guitar Hero came out. So like, I would always go to, and like my parents, because I wasn't quite, you know, a teenager yet, they wouldn't allow me to own Guitar Hero, but like there were Guitar Hero demos everywhere because that was like the big thing. So I would like play it and I'd be like, oh, like this is a cool song. And then I'd like learn it and get burned CDs from my from my guitar teacher. So I think I did that with like, you know, a couple, you know, Van Halen songs and like some Guns N' Roses, sadly, but you know, Slash is a good guitar player. I'm not a fan of Axl Rose. Fuck Axl Rose. But no, yeah. And so like, and then my parents would be like, oh yeah, and here's all this too. That like I don't know if they were hiding it from me, but like just happened to be like, oh, we were only listening to like Christian rock at the time. And then like they would start slowly but surely like bringing things to me like, oh hey, you know, here's more Van Halen, and like, and you know, the internet was booming and everything like that, so I could discover music on my own too. But yeah, so guitar mostly, and I'd like sing along, but like I'd never taken like vocal lessons or anything like that, not until like high school. And high school was basically where I was like, oh yeah, like this music thing is like super cool. Yeah. Cause like when I was in like elementary and middle school, like elementary school, I was the only kid playing guitar. Like, sure. Then like middle school, there were like a couple more people. Yeah. But like 5 out of like 1,000 when I was living in Kansas City. I moved here in the 8th grade. So like 8th grade, I went to like a much smaller school. There were only like, 150 kids in my class. So like, 5 out of like 150 were, playing music that wasn't just band and orchestra.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, oh, like, I'm one of a few for this.
So you weren't in like band or orchestra or
I was
choir?
not. I was in choir, but never like taken lessons until like my sophomore year of high school.
Sure.
That was when my choir teacher was like, "Hey, you want to do this all-state thing?" And I was like, "Okay, whatever." That's the way I was a lot in high school. I was like, "Okay, whatever."
Yeah.
And then like high school, probably like freshman and sophomore year, I started getting really into like folk music. That was around like 2011. So like, Mumford & Sons was on the rise. And I was like, oh, hey, like this is cool. I like this. And so like, then I was, for whatever reason, I like stopped playing guitar as much and just set out to learn every instrument I could. And it just like learned all these random instruments that I hardly even use anymore.
Like what?
Like mandolin, banjo. Like if you hear banjo like on one of my newer like 80s synth pop things, like just shoot me, please. like I'm no. But like I still have huge respect for folk music.
Well, I mean, Mumford & Sons makes the banjo sound cool.
Yeah, well, and like banjo works for that. Like that, it just doesn't work for what I'm doing now. Like,
yeah.
But no, like banjo, mandolin, harmonica. What else? I was like, as a joke, I asked my parents for a didgeridoo for Christmas one year, cool. And I somehow actually learned how to make sound out of it. So. Yeah, maybe I'll use didgeridoo.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else? There was quite a bit of stuff. Bones, which are like this percussion instrument. Do you know what bones are?
Not quite.
It's similar to spoons, but instead of like hitting it against your body, you kind of just propel it like back and forth, and it just makes this like weird clacking sound. So when I was a sophomore in high school, I saw this band. Old Crow Medicine Show. They're the ones that originally took Bob Dylan's like bootlegged recording of Wagon Wheel and turned it into a song before Darius Rucker fucked it up. So like I saw them live, which still probably one of the best live shows I've ever seen because they just had so much energy. And like the opening band, they had a guy who was playing bones, and I was like, that's cool as fuck. Yeah. I'm going to learn that.
Yeah.
And so, like, picked up that, and I wasn't really playing much, like, traditional stuff. Like, I could, still play, like, guitar and bass. Bass, barely. I'm not a very good bass player, even though I do it professionally. But, yeah, and so I was just like learning all these crazy weird instruments, like a little bit of accordion.
Yeah,
and I was like, when am I ever going to use this?
Well, it sounds like your parents were very accommodating for your random interests.
Yes. Luckily, though, like some of those you could get like toy versions, or like like accordion, you could get like a toy version. Bones were cheap. I think they got me like a cheap mandolin, banjo. My cousin via marriage, Clayton Fike, his dad was like a Deering banjo like artist, so like I got like a 50% discount through him on a banjo.
Okay,
yeah, so I got a really good banjo for like not a lot of money. So like there's that, and then like. So luckily I was able to get like cheap things too. Like the mandolin that they got me wasn't super expensive. And then like, what else after that did I start doing? 'Cause I was doing the folk thing, and I even released an EP with like more folky themes and everything like that, like instrumentation and everything. And then I want to say it was like 2014. I think I was like a junior, about to be a senior in high school. And I was like, oh, I want to do more of this like indie rock thing that I'm hearing. And at the time, what I was listening to wasn't even really like indie rock. It was more of like the second Head in the Heart album, which they were like actually using like electric guitar rather than, you know, just making a folk album. So like, yeah, it was just like one of those things where I was like, oh, you know, I still have like electric guitars and everything like this.
Yeah.
Why don't I use them? And then I was, you know, still doing a lot of recording at that time. Not as well, but yeah. Also, I failed to mention earlier, my dad in like, I want to say it was like 8th grade or freshman year, like after we moved here, he had like a weird, like, I don't know if it was like a midlife crisis or something, but like he bought like this whole Pro Tools rig and like a new computer and everything. Like, thank God he didn't buy like a sports car, or I probably wouldn't even be here. Like, but yeah, he bought like Pro Tools and everything and like an audio interface. And so like he had that for like a couple years before I even started like using it. 'Cause I like was using GarageBand, not really though. So like then I think it was like my sophomore year. That was like a really formative year for me. But he was like, hey, you know, you can use like Pro Tools, right? And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so I started using that, and I was like, this is cool. And then, you know, got my own audio interface that was better. Yeah, and then just started doing music stuff.
So at what point, like, obviously leaving high school and stuff, at what point did you go, well, this is what I have to do now? Like a lot of people joke about it, but it's like, why didn't you get a real job?
Well, I had a real job. So that was the thing too. Like, coming out of high school, I had been working at a pizza place that will remain unnamed right now. But I was working there and I was like, you know, like this is kind of whatever. And then I got my job at Express right out of high school, like in June. And I was like, this is cool. And then, you know, when you're the new guy at like a retail place, you're not going to get much hours.
Sure.
So they, you know, I was working like maybe 1 to 2 days a week, not making nearly enough to pay for college.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fine, I'll go to this other location of that pizza place that I worked at that's closer to school. And then as soon as I did that, Express started scheduling me more hours.
Of course.
So, you know, I was working like probably 40 hours at that point a week.
But I mean, I asked like, what made you decide to do
music rather than
music for a living?
For a living? Oh,
yeah, or
I was just
as a career, I guess, whatever that
quote
means.
unquote career.
Yeah.
Because I'm not good at anything else. Like that's like plain and simple. I suck at everything else. Yeah.
And so like you start making, because you have a sound that like this Campbell Young sound is very like, again, like you said, synth pop kind of.
Yeah, it's
where does that come from?
So on the first album that I did, that was when I was doing indie rock stuff. I was originally going to work with Graham Colton at Blackwatch Studio. And like we had several conversations about like the sound of it and stuff like that. I sent him like this sort of demo I had made of one of the songs, and I was, you know, kind of out of time MIDI drums that I had just like played in and everything like that. And then he was like, oh, this is cool. This kind of sounds like Arcade Fire. And I was like, oh yeah, that's totally the sound I was going for. You know, at the time I'd never heard Arcade Fire. So I was like listening to them and I got really big into them. And then you know, he was like, oh, like, here's going to be the day rate for Blackwatch. And I was like, oh, I don't want to pay for a studio.
Yeah.
I'll just do this myself. And then, so, you know, took me a year and a half to make it, but I made this full album. And then the last song that I did on it, it's called Now You Know. It's on the 2015 album and then the 2016 rework that I did last year. But it started off with this, like, just, you know, like a simple riff, and then I was running it through like a really cheap chorus pedal, and I was like, this sounds like the 80s, and that's super cool. And I wanted to harness more of that. But like, I was like, still at the time, like, oh, I don't want a lot of synthesizers, because, like, you know, I still want to be able to perform this and make it cool.
Exactly.
But, like, you know, yeah. So, made it. It was similar to like Walk the Moon or like Bleachers, which at the time I hadn't heard of Bleachers. So I was like, oh, you know, like, no one's going to be able to do this 80s thing and make it, you know, cool. And then I heard Bleachers and was blown away. And yeah, that's when I was like, okay, head first into this 80s thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm just a huge fan of 80s music. Like, that was just such a great time. I wish I could have lived it.
Well, I mean, you kind of emanate this 80s feel anyways. You're wearing a flowery scarf.
Yeah. No, it's just, well, and like, it's come up to this point. It's not like I was like, yeah, I'm going to be this 80s guy now, like, you know, just immediately. But yeah, so like, after I made that album, I was like, oh, yeah, this 80s thing, yeah, I want to do that. Because,
sure,
you know, if Jack Antonoff from Bleachers can do it, like, yeah, hell yeah, I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I was like, as soon as I realized someone was doing it and being successful with it, I was like, this is incredible. I want to do this forever. You know? Just like, it was one of those things that as soon as I found out, I was like, oh, I can do this. And then it became more of like, I was like, oh, less guitar, more synth, more drum machines, more drum machines that don't sound like real drums, you know? And then like, I was like, oh, that first album, that was good, but like, what if I made it with like only synths and drum machines? At the time, I didn't even have any hardware synths, so it was just all in Ableton. So I was like doing that. And like, I made that, probably all the instrumentals, I think it was within a week. I just like started and was like, mainly to make something that live sounded a lot better than what I was doing. But then I was like, wait, but like, if I play this live and then all I have to sell is this shitty, you know, thing that, not to say that what I made in 2015 was shitty, but compared to what I was doing, it was. So I was like, oh, I'll make this a full album. And then I was like, and I've got all this great equipment here that I can just use to do vocals and everything. So that's kind of how that came about. And then it was May last year. I was like, I started shopping a lot on Reverb, which became a bad like disease. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, Reverb.com is the greatest drug ever. Basically, it's Craigslist only for musical instruments. Yeah. So I found it's this old 80s synthesizer. It's a combination of analog and digital. It's called phase distortion, and I don't know why more people didn't use it, because it's awesome. But yeah, so I found a Casio CZ1000 on Reverb for like, I think it was $120. I bought it in like May of last year, and that was kind of the first of me like buying a lot of hardware. Yeah. So that's what made me like really dive in deep to this 80s thing.
What's sort of your goal as an artist?
I have no fucking idea. Part of me wants to keep it like really small and cool, and part of me wants to become like the biggest thing ever. No, like I'd like to be at least mildly successful with it. You never want to do something and not have it be good.
Sure.
But at the same time, at this point, I'm basically like a professional shit poster. So that's going to be my career.
Yeah. Well, that is kind of a part of your persona, I guess.
Yeah. It's gotten out of hand. No, like and like to the point now where like I'm releasing 5 albums over the next 5 years, and it's an entire universe of characters and themes and everything, because it's 5 concept albums that all have, overlaying themes and characters. So, yeah.
I feel like you and I both have this thing where it's like, this would be a cool idea for a concept album. And then you just like lay it all out.
Just like do it.
Yeah.
That's my thing is like, if you want to be like an artist or whatever, like just fucking do it.
Yeah.
There's no 2 ways about it. Yeah. Like, so like, I don't know what my end goal for this is. I'd like to tour with a somewhat successful artist, whether that be someone like Bleachers or like Andrew WK. Like, I'd love to tour with someone like Andrew WK. Cause I love having like a somewhat of a party persona, quote unquote. Cause I think touring would be cool. I love doing live shows. I just did at Metro Music Fest. I just did the first Campbell Young set in almost a year. And I was literally in the middle of it. I was like, why haven't I done more of this?
Yeah.
Like, it was so fun.
Yeah.
Like, well, and like the last one I did before that, I kind of started off like, not really dancing much like I was doing then. And I was like, oh, like I'll warm up with the crowd once they warm up. So like once they warmed up, I warmed up. But like this one, I just started off completely crazy. And I was like, this is so much fun. Why have I cared?
Yeah,
why have I cared what people thought of me? Why haven't I just done shit? Like,
plus you also had like a long set with Topicana Ice Cream beforehand.
Yes, Topicana Ice Cream. It allowed me to warm up too, and a set before that with Don't Tell Dena. Yeah. I don't know. It's my end goal could be like, oh, I want to keep this small, only do like a couple shows a year, and then just release music, or I could be like, the biggest thing ever. I don't know. I don't know what I want.
I mean,
be cool.
would you be all right if like everyone just blows up your music and is like, oh my gosh, this Campbell Young guy?
I'd be totally cool with that. No, like that's the thing too, is like I always kind of have the mentality that like no one's going to give a shit. So when people do, I'm like, oh,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Like, because the talk show that I'm doing, I was supposed to start it in March, and I was not prepared enough. So I was like, told the bands that I had booked for it and everything, I was like, hey, like, talk show's not going to happen this month. Like, we'll do it next month or whatever. And then I got a bunch of people asking me, like, hey, where's the talk show tonight? When is it? And I was like, oh, you care.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I just, for whatever reason, like, assume people don't care.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care. Like, it's gotten to the point where I'm like, whatever. Like, here you go.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. Like, that's why I've kind of become like a weird shit poster. I'm just like,
sure.
Oh, here you go. Here's some music.
Yeah. How many times a week do you mention bungholes?
Like at least 3. No, like it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, like mention 420 and 69 and 666 because it's funny.
Yeah.
To me, like,
yeah. Well, at the same time, like, I feel like people appreciate that whenever it actually is, like, you're just having fun.
Yeah.
Then everyone else feels like they're allowed to have fun too.
I think, yeah, and I think that was part of the beauty behind something like Topicana Ice Cream, where, like, it's the shittiest band ever. Like, I'm sorry to anyone on, like, the songwriting room stage who only had a 20-minute set and might have even been good, whereas, like, this shitty band that didn't even really exist before that one show had an 80-minute set. Like, that's a Springsteen-length set.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. Like, and we were making up songs about old man titties and, like, what else were we making up songs about? Like,
I mean, your brother had a kazoo solo.
Yeah,
like,
he had several kazoo solos, which those were all planned, especially for, like, we played Born to Run, and I was like, well, you know, why have a saxophone when we can have a kazoo?
Yeah.
Like, that's basically... Kazoo is basically, like, the best, like, I don't give a shit instrument.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, but yeah, I think that was part of the beauty of Topicana was, like, we're having fun on stage, just doing whatever. And everyone else was kind of like, we're having fun.
Yeah. Because the more awful it gets, the more you enjoy it.
It was a so bad it's good kind of thing.
Exactly.
It's like The Room, which is the worst movie ever.
Yeah. And so just, like, the more times that you repeat the part in Hey Jude.
Yeah,
is just
or like, you know, I didn't know half of the words to Prince's 1999, so I'd just be like, and just, like, sing random, like, mouth noises just for no reason. Yeah.
And that allows the audience to have fun with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I still feel bad. I feel bad for saying, yeah, we'll play an 80-minute set.
Hey, that was thrust upon you.
Yeah, that was. Yeah.
On the flip side of things and getting more serious about stuff, instead of asking, what do you believe?
Yes.
What role does spirituality have in your life?
Yeah, I thought about this as soon as I said, like, hey, let's do this podcast. Because I don't know. I think spirituality is, I don't even know. Like, I grew up Christian, and then I kind of realized about halfway through my first semester in college that a lot of Christians are, not a lot, but, like, you know, the ones that are very vocal are assholes. And I was like, I don't want to be associated with these people, but, like, I still believed in God and, you know, heaven and hell, and just that being a moral person is the best way to live life.
Sure.
You know? So, like, I don't really know what role spirituality plays. There's some days where I'm like, yeah, like, God has to exist, you know? Like, how could he not? Just maybe because that's the way I was raised, or maybe that's because, you know, I really believe it, or I really don't know. Like, and then some days I'm like, how could the world be this shitty if, like, God exists, you know? And then, like, you kind of have to ask yourself, you know, why is it only okay for this one, you know, God to exist? You know, why can't it be like Allah, or why can't it be, you know, the flying spaghetti monster for all whatever? Yeah, like, so I don't know. Like, basically spirituality to me is like, if you believe in God or gods or whatever your form of God is, cool. If you don't, cool. Like, that's your opinion. Like, I just hate when people are very vocal and for something they really don't know. Like, because, you know, I don't know. You don't know. We don't know what happens when we die.
Sure.
Which is part of the beauty of life.
Yeah.
Like, we get to live and then, you know, make up weird conspiracy theories about what happens after we die. Like, so I don't know. To me, it's just like, believe what you want to believe and mind your own damn business about it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, you know, whether I choose to be like a Christian or, you know, whatever, like that shouldn't affect someone else's beliefs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anyone should have belief thrust upon them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen when I die, so I'm just going to live life to the fullest and just be a moral person.
What does being a moral person mean to you?
To me, it kind of comes back to like, because again, I was raised in like a Christian home.
Mm-hmm.
So like, to me, it's kind of like that whole like 10 Commandments, you know, like, hey, don't steal, you know, don't kill people. That's bad.
Yeah.
You know, don't cheat on your wife. Like, kind of like obvious shit. Like,
sure.
You know, just don't, you know, covet other people's shit. Just, you know, live your life, love your life, have fun doing it.
Yeah.
You know? Because what's going to happen if, like, you spend your life hating it, just looking forward to the afterlife, and then there is no afterlife? Like, what if? You know? Yeah, it's just weird. Like, that people would be so vocal about an afterlife that may or may not exist.
Yeah.
And then, like, what if you're, like, a really shitty Christian who thinks you're being a good Christian and going to go to heaven? And then what if you go to hell? Like, then you're really fucked.
Well, I think there was, like, the South Park joke that was, like, there was, like, a war between heaven and hell. And then, like, Kenny, like, was the one who was going to manage it. But, like, heaven's, like, army was really small because only Mormons go to heaven.
Yeah, and, like, what if the flying spaghetti monster is, like, the actual God, and, like, all these naysayers are, you know, going to whatever form of hell is a part of Pastafarianism.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane.
So in what ways do you make your life worth it?
I mean, I cram it full of shit. Like, you know, like, I love playing music, which is why I'm in 4 bands.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know, I wouldn't be cramming my life full of, you know, music if I didn't love it. Mm-hmm. So, like, and it kind of goes back, I mentioned Andrew WK earlier, because, like, you know, in, you know, my teenage years, I went through all the angst, you know, all the,
as everyone does,
all the depression, all the suicidal thoughts. And so, like, I like what Andrew WK says about, like, you know, sometimes a party is just like being on this earth, being not dead.
Sure.
You know, like, being someone like me who, like, you know, constantly is like, hey, you know, what if I kill myself? Hey, which, like, that's what it's come to now because I joke about everything. But, like, you know, suicide's a serious problem. But, like, I constantly am like, you know, what if I kill myself? Would anyone care? Now I've come to realize, yeah, people would care. But, like, you know, when you're at your lowest, you don't think people care. And then so I'm like, hey, but, like, I'm not dead. Party on.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I make it worth it. I trick it's insanity-based happiness.
And then how does that affect how you treat other people?
It's weird how I treat other people. Sometimes I'm like the nicest guy on the face of the planet, and sometimes I'm just like the biggest asshole ever. Like, I don't even know. It's weird how I treat people, because it kind of depends on, like, how people treat me. A lot of people are like, oh, you know, like, you have to earn my respect. Whereas with me, I'm like, I give you like a good base level of respect. And then if you like lose respect and then you can gain respect, but like everyone already starts off in the middle. Some start off a little bit higher depending on like, you know, if there's someone like, you know, that I obviously have to respect, like, you know, respect your elders. It comes back to that like being a moral person thing. But yeah, like, so it's one of those things where I'm like, you know, everyone gets a base level of respect, and then like if you do something to lose my respect, then I'm going to be an asshole to you.
Yeah. How does one lose Campbell's respect?
Well, like at work, I'm the same way. For those of you who don't know, Express is a clothing store, and I have to manage it. And sometimes our customers are the worst, just the absolute worst. They still, when I was like an associate, I would always, for like the bad customers, I'd always make up rules as to like, oh, you can't return this, you know, even though they could, because I was being an asshole to them. But like now I'm like, okay, yeah, you can return this, fine, whatever. And then like for the good customers, I'll maybe like bend the rules, like for our suits or whatever, like they have to have this like tag that's like, it's like, do not remove this tag or it can't be returned. If they're like a good customer and, you know, they're a recurring customer, I'll be more, you know, apt to like, oh, I'll call our like customer relations and see if we can do something for you.
Sure,
you know?
sure.
I'll be more willing to go above and beyond if you're cool. Yeah. Whereas like, if you're an asshole to me, I'll be an asshole to you. You know, but you'll still get a decent level of respect. To lose my respect, you got to do fucking a lot. Yeah, it's become like you have to do more and more to lose my respect as I get older, just because, you know, you get older, you get wiser, whatever old people say to you. Yeah.
And then I can obviously see how like this worldview can, like, how it is applied in your music.
Yeah.
You make a lot of fun shit.
Yeah. Just have fun. Don't spend your life hating it, because then what if there's no afterlife? That's my thing, is like, if there's an afterlife, awesome.
Yeah.
And that's why I try to be a moral human, is because like, if there's an afterlife, yeah, I want to go to the good shit. But also, like, the more and more I think about it, like, what if heaven is just, like, being a good person, like a good person forever? And I'm like, sometimes I don't want to be a good person. Sometimes I want to be an asshole. So, like, that's why I'm kind of like, I don't really want an afterlife. I want to just live my life and make it awesome, just as awesome as possible, you know? Fill it with awesome people, you know, just like someone that I'm like, you're an awesome human. Like you're an awesome human.
Oh, thank
you know?
I try.
Yeah, just like someone that I want to, you know, like for this podcast, like I'm like, oh, Santiago has a podcast. Like I want to go on that because he's a cool guy, you know, like, or someone like, I'm trying to think of other examples because
I mean, you obviously involve yourself in these other bands with people that you enjoy being around.
It's not about being like the best band or anything. Like, I'm probably the least qualified bass player to play bass for the Lunar Laugh. But the reason that I did it is because, like, I genuinely love, you know, playing music with Connor and Jared and just spending time with them. So, you know, and then now Jimmy Jackson's joined us and it's just the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and same with like Don't Tell Dena. Like, I'm not the greatest guitar player ever, but you know, if I can do something and make this a cool experience and hang out with guys that I love, like, awesome, incredible. And I'm the same way about work too. Like, if I can, you know, work somewhere where I love my coworkers, that's awesome. Like, and that to me is kind of what life is all about. just surrounding yourself with people that you love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, life's too short to spend time with people who are rude and annoying and you don't like. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want other people to get out of your music?
Fun. Yeah, for me, like, if you listen to my music and you dance alone, like, that's the greatest thing ever. Like, if you come to my show and you're in the audience just dancing like no one can see you, that's the coolest thing ever. Like, and that's why I dance like an idiot on stage, you know? It's why I do it, is for people to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't even aim for people to be like, oh, you know, like, your music's so philosophical and it speaks to me. And I'm like, no, it's, you know, corny and fun.
Yeah.
That's all that I aim to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't aim to be the best. I just aim to be fun.
Yeah. And I think that you're successful at it.
Hey.
No, yeah. I was really, and I wish I could hear, or I had more time to pay attention to more stuff that happens, but everyone's doing a whole lot.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's April in festival land right now.
Yeah. And so, like, you know, I caught a bit of Topicana Ice Cream.
Yeah.
I've listened to your first album, and
which is okay.
I love what you're doing.
I've got a new album coming. Shameless plug right now.
No, we're moving into that.
Yeah. No, I've got a new album coming out, and I think this is the first time that I've made music, solo music, that I'm just very proud of. I really like it.
Yeah.
Like, and like, most of what I was performing at Metro Music Fest was new stuff, which is why I think I liked that set that I did so much. But yeah, it's really fun and really awesome. I like it.
What makes you so, like, proud of it? What makes it different from the other stuff that you've made?
It's just bigger. Like, no, like, first of all, I'm going to dog on pop music right now. They're doing some, like, minimalist shit, and I hate it. Like, for me, like, a pop song should be just huge. Like, you know, it should have, like, you know, maybe like a pre-chorus and then like a huge, like, tom fill into the chorus. And, like, I started stealing this production technique from Jack Antonoff, but he does this thing and he puts this noise at the beginning of a chorus, and it's just like this kind of like explosion sound, just kind of like, oh, yeah. I hit that.
Well, that's fine.
It's just like, and he calls it like and it's like, welcome to the fucking chorus sound. Because, like, you know, you want it to be this big thing. And so, like, it's bigger. It's a concept album, so it kind of follows like a narrative story. That's super cool. And the really cool thing about it that I don't think anyone's done yet is I really like songs that, like, flow into the next song, you know?
Yeah.
And don't have, like, you know, like, where it ends, if you listen to it, like, on shuffle, it wouldn't really work. Yeah. That's what this album does, but the entire album. Yeah. And there's, like, a specific, like, A part and a B part. So, like, it'll be like the A part starts off and flows into the next song, into the next song, into the next song, eventually ending the A part, and then, like, the B part flows and flows and flows and flows and flows. Yeah. So I don't think anyone's ever done that. And I don't think anyone's ever had a universe that they've created. Like, it's similar to, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, where, like, you know, they, you know, have all these movies that, you know, come into this one big thing. That's the way all 5 of these albums that I'm releasing are going to be. And then, like, Topicana Ice Cream, we're going to eventually release something that'll tie into that. Probably Don't Tell Dena, maybe the Lunar Laugh. Johnny Extreme, which is the talk show that I'm doing, it's the Johnny Extreme show. He's going to be a big part of the second part of this concept album series, and kind of the one that guides the main character, who is a ninja turned party god, So into being a party god because he's Johnny Extreme, you know. He's the biggest partier on the planet. But like that's a character that I made up for that, you know. It's just one of those things that like I don't think anyone's ever done this, and that's why I'm so excited about it.
Yeah. And even if it has been done before, you're doing it in your way, in a way that you're proud of, in a way that I think other people will see that you are proud of it.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point where, like, if people care, that's just, like, the biggest thing ever. Like, I made, like, you know, the blanket social media thing, like, hey, you can pre-order my album.
Yeah.
And you get, like, this song with it, and it's on Apple Music or whatever. And so, like, they were, a lot of people were like, hey, are you having a physical release for it? And I was like, maybe. Because, like, I didn't even think about doing a physical release. But now that people care, I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, if I have the money for it, I'll do whatever.
Sure.
If people want it.
If people want it.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I do like a light show because, you know, someone suggested to me like, hey, you should have a light show. And I was like, a light show would be super cool. You know?
Yeah.
Like having this album on cassette would be super cool. So I want to do it.
Sure.
That's kind of the way I live. I'm just like, this would be super cool. Let's do it.
Well, I'm going to like transition. Thank you for being on the podcast.
Hey, I'm glad to be here.
I love what you're doing. I enjoy that you are enjoying what you're doing. Where can we find your stuff?
Everywhere. MySpace. Like literally everything's on MySpace. Like I did it as a joke, but I think I'm just going to start uploading everything early to MySpace. No, you know, standard places, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Bandcamp, Soundcloud.
Yeah.
Wherever.
Is it all just Campbell Young?
Campbell Young. I don't have my own website yet. If you want to listen to the other two, the Lunar Laugh, we just released an album in February called Mama's Boy. It's fantastic. I played on some of the album, but like they started it before I was in the band. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm not on a lot of it. And I love the album. Mm-hmm. Listen to Mama's Boy. That album's so good. TheLunarLaugh.com. The Lunar Laugh on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever. We even had a record label in Spain press it on vinyl.
Nice.
Yeah, it's called You Are the Cosmos Records. They've been awesome to us. Come to our shows. We've got shows coming up. We're playing at Hurt on Saturday. I don't know if this will be out by then, but, you know. Yeah, Hurt on Hurt.
It won't be, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. We've got plenty of shows coming up. Don't Tell Dena. We only have like one demo out right now, but the songs that we have right now, I really like. Mm-hmm. We've got some cool stuff that we're working on. Shows. We've got a website now, don'ttellDena.com.
What? I didn't know this. I need to go there.
Yeah. Tristan, our bass player.
Yeah.
His dad has been very helpful. He's been like, if I don't, because we have like a band email and everything like that. Mm-hmm. If I don't see like at least 5 emails from Lance Leitner, you know, within the week, then it's not a good week. But like he sends us all these things. He's like, apply to this festival, you know, here's this show, meet these guys. Like he, Nick Knows is a band from OKC that's gotten pretty successful. You know, I think they're all full-time musicians now, you know, not working regular jobs, which is a point I'd like to be to in my life eventually. But yeah, so they're doing that. And like he set up like this meeting for us to like get some feedback from them and everything like that. So, you know, he's been very helpful and he got us some web hosting and everything like that.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
But yeah, don'ttellDena.com, thelunarlaugh.com.
And then find Campbell Young
on
all the places.
CampbellYoung.bandcamp.com is like kind of the hub.
Sure.
MySpace, I think it's myspace.com/Campbell Young.
Yeah.
That I literally am going to upload things to MySpace before anywhere else because no one uses MySpace.
Yeah, check that stuff out.
and my career is a big shit post.
I have a last question that I have, which is, what advice do you have for people?
Don't care too much. Just kind of say fuck it and do things. Do cool things. You know, a lot of people waste too much time overthinking things, especially in the music industry. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, you know, like I'm going to work on this EP or whatever. Just go make some awesome music and just do things. Do fun, cool things. Yeah. Like that's the more and more I do that, the more and more I'm happy with my life. Like if I'm like, yeah, this is cool, let's do it, then I'm like ecstatic about it.
Yeah.
Just do things you think are fun. Don't do things you think will not be fun. You know?
Awesome.
That's my advice.
Cool. Again, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm Santiago Ramones. You can find all the stuff that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music as well as this podcast.
Do you have anything significant coming up, like album or anything?
I
know you're working on
saving money mostly.
Yeah.
Because mastering 13 songs is not cheap.
Yeah. When I do the mastering for it, I'm like, I'll just do it myself. Mastering's expensive.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's also Lander. It's all right, but
we'll see.
Yeah.
For now, just listen to the stuff that's on my website, which is just a link to my SoundCloud anyways. But yeah, I always end every podcast with my 3 things, which are: love never fails, it's going to be okay, I might be wrong.